Now let's talk about a few best practices for choosing the state structure. So in this example, I've used the state hook to declare two state variables, first name and last name. Now let's imagine we want to show someone's full name. To do that, we don't really need to use the state hook to declare another variable like full name. We can simply render the first name, followed by a space and the last name in our markup. Or if you don't like this approach, you can declare a local variable or a constant called full name. So this is where we calculate the full name. And then we can simply render the full name right here. So there is no need to use the state hook to declare a variable called full name. This is redundant and is something you should avoid. Now, sometimes our state variables are related. In those cases, it's better to group them inside an object. For example, let's declare another state variable, a Boolean called isLoading. We're going to use this variable to determine if we should show a spinner to the user. Perhaps as part of loading this page, we're going to call the server to get some data. Now, while waiting for the data, we want to set isLoading to true so we can show a spinner to the user. Now, in this example, the first two variables are kind of different from the third one. The first two are properties of a person object, but the third one is about the state of our page. So in this case, it's better to put these two variables inside a person object. So we call useState and give it an object with two properties, first name and last name. Now we get an object that we call person. Okay, this is preferred to two separate state variables. Just be aware that when using objects, don't go for deeply nested structures. So here we don't want to have a property like contact, which is an object that has another property that is address, which is yet another object that has street as a string. This is a deeply nested structure. Now, as you will see later in this section, updating an object with this structure is going to be a little bit difficult. So when possible, avoid deeply nested structures and prefer a flat structure. So let's quickly recap the best practices you learned in this lesson. When choosing the state structure, avoid redundant state variables like full name or anything that can be computed from existing variables. Now, if you have multiple variables that are related, it's better to group them inside an object. But when using objects, avoid deeply nested structures because they're hard to update. So prefer to use a flat structure.